Packed all my stuff and I hit the road. No place to run and no place to go. Living on the edge, what I can see. Everything I own goes in a bag. Miles on the trail.
Wish you could just be out here doing stuff like this.
This is my nature. When the house is clean and the grass cut, it's time to hit the road. Get out here where the nature is. See all the raccoons and the owls, storks, catch some fish. That's what life's about. Getting out and enjoying what nature gives you. Taking care of it too. A lot of times I come up here, I clean up. There's trash laying around, people don't care. But when you care, you help a little bit. I always give money to conservation. Try to keep this going. And I hope you have a good trip.
Boat on the water, blades dig down deep. Can't reach the bottom where the creatures creep. Camp on the bank, follow the river, gaze up at the stars. Let's find the Big Dipper. The call of the wild is pulling on me, is pulling on me.
So back in 2016, I did a little over 130 miles of the Savannah River in a kayak. I went from Augusta all the way down to Tybee Island.
I've been dreaming of a place now where the winter doesn't freeze the sea, and the air all around you makes you feel like you can finally breathe.
It was a very daunting trip. There were some lonely moments. There were some scary moments. There was some nerve-wracking moments.
Till tomorrow.
Decided while I was out here on the river I'd maybe go into a few rants and raves of my own mind. I mean, it's kind of hard to get into my mind. Not a lot of people know anything about me because I just don't broadcast a whole bunch of stuff that my inner thoughts, my deep thoughts. But I thought maybe if I'm gonna make this documentary and get out here and clear my mind, that I would share a few deep thoughts that I might have on life and my perspective and my opinion on a lot of stuff. But it's just an opinion, it's not the truth. It's just, what is truth, you know? What is truth? How old was I when I did this? I was like 21. I was 21 when I did this trip. I'm 25 now. When I first went on the river, I had gotten a GoPro to film everything with, and I was filming everything, but I had brought the wrong SD card for it, and so the camera kept messing up. It would cut off in the middle of me filming a video or something like that. So that really, when that happened, I was like, man, this is the whole reason I'm out here, is to film a documentary. And that was not the only reason I was out there, but it was one of the main reasons. So if I didn't have a camera to film it, then there was really no point in me being out there, because I was really hoping to film a documentary about me going down this river. Who are you in life when all you have is the bare essentials? Who are you, really, when everything you know and you love has been stripped away from you? And I love getting out here because it opens up your mind to thoughts you never thought. You just really want to get out here and figure stuff out, then this is the place to be. Just make up an adventure and just go do it. Don't let people be critical, because everybody's a critic. Everybody's a critic. Everybody's gonna tell you you're gonna die out there. But in reality, you're not gonna die out here. If you do something stupid, you might die out here, but if you do everything the right way, you're not gonna die out here. You're gonna have a lot of fun. You're gonna fellowship with God and with yourself. You're gonna learn a lot about yourself. Never let nobody tell you you can't do something. Never let a critic criticize you for something they've never done. Just go do it. Forget about what other people say. Go do it. And show them you can.
No, I like it out there because it's healthy, and I like the outdoors. I've always hunted and fished, and there ain't nothing no better.
This trip was something I had been thinking about for a while, probably ever since high school. But as some of you may know, I hiked about a year and a half after I graduated high school. I went and hiked the Appalachian Trail, half of the Appalachian Trail. And this was something else I had been thinking about doing as well. So when I got back from that, I worked a little bit, and then I decided to move down to Savannah, which is where I lived for about 5 months. And I went on this trip while I was living there. If I die out here, which I probably won't, but if I do, if anybody finds this tape, just finish making the movie. Finish making this film. I will have to say, with the exception of the boat landings, this is a very lonely river. And I don't know how many miles I've been. I have no way to keep track of that except for on my cell phone. I can see where I'm at, but not how many miles I've been. I can see how many road miles I've been, but river miles, I don't know. I mean, this is an exceptionally lonely river. There's a very rich history here. It's just, I feel like I'm in the presence of some of the greatest explorers that ever lived, that traveled down this river in search of trade routes and new places to settle. I'm just in awe thinking about that. Because to be honest, there's not much else to do but think. Well, this thing's decided to work again. The storm's about to blow in. You know something? I'm really getting sick of being out here on this river. I left my lighter somewhere. I can't cook any of my food now. Nighttime food. My camera keeps messing up. It's working right now, but for how long, who knows? The only reason I came out here was to film this. If things don't start shaping up, I'm getting off the river tomorrow. Stupid. I packed just enough food to last the whole time, but not being able to cook, I can't eat enough. So I'm really losing weight now. I'm losing weight, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to stay out here. It's about 12 o'clock at night, and it's thunder and lightning, and I don't know if this is good or not. It could be really bad. About 3 or 4 days in, I got really sick. I should have put on sunscreen, but I thought I could get away with not doing it. But 7 or 8 hours out in the sun every single day with no sunscreen is not a good combination. I don't know if you can see it, but all over my body there's little white dots everywhere. I don't know what it is. I don't think I'm gonna have a camera for the rest of this trip, so as fast as I can. I don't know, but this bacterial infection that's all over my body right here that just came up out of nowhere last night is gonna drive me off this river. I'm over halfway done now, but I really have trouble. I'm having a lot of trouble. Messing me up. I can't even sleep on my back. I can't even put a shirt on, and I can't put on sunscreen because that's what caused it, I think. And I got a bad sunburn right now, and it's terrible. I don't know what to do. So I did get sick. I got a very bad skin rash that really it made me very sick. I was super dehydrated because I didn't bring enough water to start with, and I had gone probably 75 or 80 miles at this point. And I was really sick, and so I made a decision. I couldn't even sleep hardly because my back was so sunburned that laying in the hammock, I just would tear my back up, and I just couldn't sleep. I was ready. I was miserable, ready to get off the river. So I made a decision right there. So I went ahead and got off. But I knew I was gonna come back and finish, and that's exactly what I did. You know, people say our emotions drive us, and that could very well be true. They probably do drive us. My emotions drove me back to this river after 2 months. Hey, so last Last time I was out here, I realized there's nothing too exciting on this river. Like, not really a whole lot to look at. I mean, it's a beautiful river and everything, but there's not a whole lot to look at, and there's not any rapids. There's no rapids on this river whatsoever. You can tell it's raining now, but I'm gonna stick with it because I ain't gonna stop. I hate setting stuff up in the rain anyway, so I'll just wait a little while. Now, you gotta, I mean, this is a joy to me right now because the whole day I was out in the sun doing nothing. Now I'm actually battling the waves and stuff. I want y'all to see that that was my goal right there for today. 119. The bridge, 119. Man, I'll tell you, this right here is so good to have at the end of the day, man. I spent an hour untangling the shelter before the rain finally stopped. Man, this right here made it all better, just having this right here. Man, it's so good. So today went from a pretty good fluid day to a rough day towards the end, but everything got straightened out good. I got the tent up and got everything pretty good. I ate, feel a little bit better now. But tomorrow I should be to the point to where I'm pretty much finished, so I'm ready.
It was good going all the way there. I had learned my lesson from last time. I kept the shirt on, put sunscreen on. It was September, so it was a lot cooler.
There's just so much more out here than there is inside doing whatever you do inside. There's all this beautiful scenery. There's this amazing river. There's all the trees, the dam back there. Everything. There's just so much that you can do. You can enjoy the nice summer heat, you know, paddle around, kayak. It's fun.
What drives you and motivates you to be out here in the great outdoors?
Well, I mean, there's so much to do.
Hang on with him first.
Yeah. So much to see, so much to do. If you waste your time indoors, that's it. You're just wasting your time indoors. You have done nothing.
Being out here by yourself makes you think up stuff like about your past and stuff. It brings back your past, you know, thoughts you've thrown to the back of your mind and try to forget about. Being out here just brings that stuff back up, and people just hurt you, stuff you've done, you know. It makes it that much more difficult. Again, I'm in the battle with the storm. The second time, but I don't hope this one don't last as long as the last one did. I thought I would never see it. The I-95 bridge. Thank God. Gonna be dark pretty soon, and I'm really stuck out here in the middle of this wildlife reserve. It's nothing but marshland, and it's a good ways before I get out of it. So I'm hoping that by the time I get out of it, it'll be still light enough to see. I don't want to paddle at night, but I will if I have to. That is beautiful though, I will have to say that much. The final rays of the sun are leaving the sky. Alright, so I'm doing what I really dreaded, night paddling. I'll be at a road crossing, probably about another mile. I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna have a boat landing though. Here comes the epic last day. There's a tropical storm blowing in, supposedly, sometime today. Plus, I've got shipping lanes to cross. So this is going to be one epic finale to this trip. I'm going to make sure everything's tied down really good today. Everything. And then, hopefully I won't flip today. Alright. I made really good time. I think I got down to Savannah in 2 days, and I camped out right before Savannah and Port Wentworth, and I went through all the shipping lanes and everything, and that was really cool. First big drive into some shipping lanes, so if you hear anything about some dead kayaker killed by boat, you know what happened. Woo! Come through a lot. I've come through the ports, all the ports, and I'm right here at the end of my journey. I probably got, I don't know, 5-10 more miles left. That'll be done in about 1-2 hours, depending on the tides. And it's been a great trip. It's been real fun. It's been amazing, the experiences I've had and all the stuff I'm going to relate to y'all. It's not over yet. I still got to get to Tybee Beach, but right now I'm basically at the end of this. But a tropical storm had blown in at that point, and I figured, man, that's no big deal. It's raining salt right now. It's not fresh water, it's raining salt water. It's coming straight off the ocean. I hope I didn't delete any stuck in looping mode, but as you can see, the waves are unforgiving right now. Got into the open water, big, huge, miles upon the river opened up. It met the ocean water and opened up this big, huge, wide, few miles wide river mixed with ocean water, brackish water. And that's about the time that tropical storm really hit. How I died. And of course it ain't gonna stay right. And the kayak was going back up and down, back and forth like this right here. And I would paddle and it would just kind of, the kayak was just kind of standing still. It was out in the middle of, there was no land nearby really. I was out in the middle of just this huge expanse of water, trying to get to the end, trying so hard, and I was paddling and I would just cry out. I was like, Lord, help me, and I was crying my eyeballs out because I wasn't going anywhere. I just wasn't moving. So I did get off on a little island I found. It's called Elba Island. It's part of this Kinder Morgan company. I think it was some island I think they owned, but I got off on it and just rested for a little while, ate a little bit, decided I needed to get back on and try to finish this thing up. So I went and I went and I went, kept going, barely getting anywhere. I think I only had like 8 or 9 miles left, but it took me 8 or 9 hours. I was going less than a mile an hour, I think, for this. I think it took like, it took a long time, I remember. And I was so ready, I was so tired, I was so weak, I was so ready. I was crying out to God to just help me or just take me away, do whatever, but I was just ready to get off that river. So I got to Tybee Island, pulled off onto the shore, made it, and that was the end of my trip. And I learned a lot on the trip, learned a few lessons about life and just how you go through storms in life, and it doesn't seem like you can really get through them, but you do eventually get through it. You just can't quit, you can't give up. I think that was probably the biggest lessons I learned. Finishing this trip really hits me emotionally. You know, 2 months ago, I wasn't even expecting not to finish, but when I look back on all of it, all that I did, it hits me hard. Like I did it. I just can't believe it. I know it was a good trip, good learning experience, and I'm glad I did it, really glad I did it. So I hope you enjoyed this little documentary.